The National Art Schools are located in Havana, Cuba, in the neighborhood of Cubanacan. The Ballet School is one of the 5 art schools, which were originally conceived in the early 1960s by Fidel Castro. Architect Vittorio Garatti designed the ballet school, which was intended to be used by aspiring ballet dancers. Unfortunately, that concept never came into fruition, and today the school is in a state of disuse. The National Art Schools transpired after a time of great political change. The Cuban Revolution came to an end on January 1, 1959. Along with a new revolutionary socialist state led by Fidel Castro, there was a renewed focus on education and cultural activities. In 1961, Che Guevara and Fidel Castro played a round of golf at an exclusive Havana country club. As Castro pondered the nature of New Cuba, the surrounding landscape inspired Castro to claim the complex for a series of art schools. He envisioned 5 different schools: ballet, music, dramatic arts, plastic arts, and modern dance. These would be available for all citizens, regardless of race or socioeconomic status. Castro sought out 3 architects to complete the project: Ricardo Porro, Vittorio Garatti, and Roberto Gottardi. Garatti was commissioned to design both the schools of music and ballet. He was born in Milan and moved to Venezuela shortly after graduating from the Polytechnic University of Milan with a degree in architecture. Construction on the art schools began in 1961. By 1965, however, political ideologies were shifting. Despite interest in the art schools at the beginning of construction, fervor died down and construction slowed. Trends in architecture were changing to align with the Soviet style of standardized, prefabricated, and functional forms. Ultimately, construction was halted by the Cuban government on July 26, 1965. Garatti was forced to leave Cuba in 1974 on charges of espionage. He moved back to Italy, where he continued to practice architecture and still remains today. The overall vision for the school was meant to be a symbol of freedom and of the future. Garatti's design was dynamic and was greatly influenced by the movements of a dancer. The terrain is mapped in an S shape, which led to the development of the form of the school. The dynamic design resembles a spine, which is influenced by both the shape of the terrain and movement of the body. The performance theater and some of the classrooms feature large domes. At the top of the domes, there are circular openings which are meant to add light to the space and play with exposure to the natural environment. The ballet school is more than just a symbol for Cuban society. It changed the lives of the people who helped with its construction. José Mosquera was a student of architecture in 1961 and became the main builder for the ballet school.
Entonces, en ese momento tampoco había quien dibujara, quien trabajara con ellos en lo que ustedes se podrán imaginar que requiere un taller de un equipo de trabajo. Entonces, no, ¿con quién? Entonces, con los estudiantes. Todos estos compañeros estudiaban arquitectura, igual que ustedes son estudiantes jóvenes, año 61, 1961. Vinimos a trabajar aquí en el proyecto con la idea de seguir siendo estudiantes, porque no cobrábamos, gratis, hacíamos el trabajo como estudiantes porque aprendíamos tanto o más que en el aula, porque por la mañana el jefe nuestro aquí era el profesor nuestro de por la tarde. O sea, por la mañana trabajamos aquí y por la tarde en la escuela.
The National Art Schools were built while Cuba was facing an embargo from the United States, so resources were extremely limited. The project required a structural system that utilized local, easily purchased materials. The ballet school began construction in 1961. Parts of the dome, notably the ribs and rings, are made of reinforced concrete. This material is a composite of steel and concrete and as a result is good in tension and compression. Steel and concrete were not readily available in Cuba at the time, so tiles were used to construct remaining parts of the school. In between the ribs, tile vaulting was used. With this technique, tiles were set lengthwise and glued together with a fast-setting mortar. There is no need for framework since the mortar sets quickly and the tiles keep their shape. The clay tiles are good in compression and are able to withstand the forces in the dome. These bricks come together to form a shell, which allows the gravitational forces from the material's self-weight and any roof loads to uniformly reach the ground. The ballet school classrooms span a width of 17 meters, and the arches rise approximately 11 meters off the surrounding walkway. The vertical gravity loads from the tiles and mortar are carried by meridional arch forces, which flow along the surface area. Along these meridians, bending is negligible, which allows stability throughout the structure. The stiff rings of the oculus and along the base help support the horizontal component of the thrust. The ties between the supports also assist in counteracting the horizontal thrust by pulling in the opposite direction. Due to the rings and ties, the domes can be solely supported by the vertical reactions at the supports. Efforts have been made to restore the ballet school after it was abandoned just 15 days before its completion. In later years, Castro's interest in the art schools peaked. Led by the Minister of Culture, the schools were to be restored. Garatti was invited back to Cuba to help devise a plan, and the architect Norman Foster was to rehabilitate the buildings. Additionally, the National Art Schools were placed on the World Monuments Watch List by the World Monument Fund. Unfortunately, due to the 2000 world financial crisis, the Cuban government has not initialized any further rehabilitation on the ballet school. The ballet school showcases the extent to which architecture can be pushed. The unique structural systems reveal the innovative solutions that came about during a time of complexity and scarcity. The art schools serve as a symbol of the hope and enthusiasm brought out by the Cuban Revolution.